Better known to carnivores as the meat on spare ribs, the intercostals are the small, slender muscles between the ribs. They are divided into two groups, the external and the internal intercostals. Portions of the intercostals are easily accessible. It is not possible, however, to distinguish the external intercostals from the internal intercostals. So my partner is side-lying on the table, and first of all I can identify, here's that lateral edge of the latissimus dorsi, there's the outline of the pectoralis major, and I can just set my hand here, and there's that xiphoid process, and I can find that bottom edge of the rib cage right there. And if I set my hand in this space, which is, again, between the latissimus dorsi and the pectoralis major, it's a very nice superficial region of the rib cage, great place to start exploring the intercostals. And the intercostals are not on the ribs, they're in between them. So I'm just going to find one little space right there. I'll start right there. I'm just going to work my fingers into that tissue. And there's definitely muscle tissue there. As I roll my finger across it. And then I can just move to that space just above. And there's another space where I can feel some of the intercostals. And if I ask my partner to just go ahead and take a nice, slow, deep breath, really fill up the lungs, expanding the rib cage, wow, the ribs really do separate and sort of expand the space between them, and I can really feel those muscles lengthen and shorten. Go ahead and try that again. Wow, those ribs really separate, spreading apart, and then as he exhales, they come back together. Great. One thing I notice also is that the ribs don't come straight across or horizontal across the thorax. They actually come in sort of a turning direction like so. So I'm just going to keep getting my fingers right in that space, and that's where I'm going to be able to feel and isolate some of those intercostals. And finally, we can come even deep to the latissimus dorsi tissue here, some of that deeper tissue on the low back, and I can just work my thumbs and fingers between those structures, and there we can get in between the ribs to feel some of the intercostals. So not only in the front, but the side and the back of the rib cage, you can access the intercostals.